your week. Beautiful day, gorgeous day. I'm vibrating away over here. Got all kinds of notifications coming in. Just wanted to say that it was an amazing weekend. Just an amazing weekend. I started a little bit late today because I had a conversation with somebody that I hold extremely dear. It's been phone call after phone call after phone call all day long. Johnny, good morning. Kathy, what's up? Good to see you guys. Tara, what's up? We had a great, just amazing weekend. Just, since even last week, just one thing after another, straight through from the beginning of the week straight through. And I know we didn't have any rallies, and that's okay. We're going to do some bunch of things this week. So, I mean, rallies with regard to being at Pulling Cars' house, Lorna Joyce, being at Pulling Cars' Megan, what's up? How you doing? Great to see you. Or Mike, if that's you, I don't know. Maybe it's you or Megan. Amanda, sweetheart, what's up? Rooster was there. He was killing it. So, I love it. I love, let's go on a hike. Absolutely, Mike. I would love to. Russ, what's up, brother? Andy, great to see you, brother. So, guys, there was a lot that happened this weekend, and what I wanted to say is this. We know we are doing great things, all of us, when people are noticing what we're doing, all right? And when people start to get a little bit shook by what is happening, Oops, sorry. Gotta get back here, guys. I can turn this off. Give me 1 second. All right, I'm back, guys. Sorry. Just trying to make sure the notifications and buzzing's off. So, we're making a difference and we're doing great things when people are noticing. And that's all great stuff. Like really, really, really good stuff. Sorry guys, just trying to get this. Jimmy, what's up, brother? And what is this movement about? What is this movement about? What did we all start with this thing for? We started with this thing because the establishment, our politicians, our government agencies, our parties, our Republican parties, our conservative parties, Libertarian Party, all the parties, liberals, everybody, no one specifically. We did this because they all, and we all, myself included, sat on the sidelines doing nothing forever and ever and ever. We sat there. I sat there, keyboard warrior, Got all my ideas that I had, but I didn't know what to do with them, didn't know. Friday, it was so great seeing you on a puppy yesterday. I loved it, man. I love seeing your face. Oh, Fred, we got to get together and hang out. Jim, we're going to get you there, and we're going to put together a whole... Anyways, I'm going to get to that later. But the whole reason we started this thing is because we all sat around forever and ever and ever and ever. We had so much equity within us, so much ability, so much talent, so many skills, but we didn't know what to do with them. We didn't know where to direct them. We didn't know how to apply them. We didn't know who to turn to. We didn't even know if there was anybody else out there that feels and thinks like we do. We didn't know. There were a handful of us out there that knew it and have been fighting for a long time, and I support all of those people, all the freedom fighters, all the warriors have been doing this for decades and decades and decades. And you guys hear me recognize them, the originals. These guys are, and these women are the ones that had the courage to go out there and do this stuff from the very beginning. The Orticellis and Constitutional Coalition and Adam and Susan and Greg Soika and all of these people that have been a part of that stuff forever. The Dwayne Whitmers, the Jim Ostrowskis, the Steve Filanos. All of these people who have been fighting tirelessly day in and day out. The Russ Thompsons of the world, the Carl Palladinos of the world, the Joe Palladinos of the world, Mike Lomases of the world. Over and over and over again, these people that have fought and been fighting tirelessly, the Stefan Mihailus of the world, all of those guys, the Dave DiPietros of the world. You guys hear me over and over and over again. Tara, what's up, hon? Over and over and over. That is awesome. That is so awesome, Mike. I love it. So over and over and over again, you guys have heard me acknowledge them and their contributions and their fight and the things that they continue to do to this day. Whether it's behind the scenes in an even greater capacity or maybe a little bit limited capacity because of what has happened in their life, and they've gotten a little bit older, but they still have that fight. Like, I looked into Russ's face, and I've looked into Carl's face, and I've seen how inspired and invigorated and enthusiastic and re-energized they have been and they've become, because for so long they fought. You just keep, when you don't see anybody else standing with you, you're like, screw it. Well, what am I going to do? Why am I going to do this? And now they're just reinvigorated. They're re-energized. Good morning, Don. Frank, guys, Frank, amazing job. Mike, amazing job. Fred, amazing job. Jessica, amazing job. Kim, amazing job. Every single person. Jen, Jakubowski. Sorry, I'm mentioning just first names, guys. I'm going with just first names if I mention you at all, because I want to protect all of you guys. That is it. If you tell me, Pete, you can absolutely mention my name, I don't care. I will do that. And I will remember that I can mention your name, your full name, and give you recognition and acknowledgement. But I have to protect everybody, and there's very specific reasons. I'm going to get to that in a minute. But these guys have been just like, they're exhilarated. And they're like, there is a huge movement. And these people have built these things before in the past. And they're seeing something that even they have never seen before. Ever. They have never seen this before. How many people are interested? And how many people are stepping up to the plate and fighting? I've got a meeting today for Small Business Coalition. Today I'm getting together with Jeremy here at my house. We were going to get together with Mike and Michelle. Things kind of fell through. That's okay. We'll get together with them another time and again. And if you guys want to be involved in Small Business Coalition, we do have a meeting. It is going to be tomorrow. There's no specifics on it. I can't tell you that, all right? There is also a Breathe Free event. So if you guys want to be a part of that, I think some people have messaged me about that. I'm sorry I didn't get back. I was on the phone all last night, as you can imagine. And we had Joe's birthday. Out in Colden, and it was just awesome. And we had Lily show up, and Benny showed up, and Joe was there. And Lily was like, "We have to do something for Joe's birthday." She's like, "We have to do something for Joe's birthday." And we did it. And then Joe was like, "We got to do something for Lily's birthday, or for Joe's birthday." And Kim, and Joe went out and got a cake and bought the cake. Oh, the cake was good. Man, so many sweets yesterday. It was great. And Jackie and Mark, thank you so much. They brought hot cocoa, so we set that up, and Rooster was there, and John Graff. Oh my God, John is just amazing. He's a perfectionist. John is amazing, and I love seeing his face. And we were there representing all of you guys, everybody. Watchmen were there, and all the people that were there from Watchmen, just singing, and we were terrible. We were absolutely terrible at singing. We need to get buttoned up. This week, Christina, what's up, Deborah, what's going on? We got to get our act together. Frank, thank him, and thank Mike for putting together the sheets. And we're going to get sheets made up for everybody this week when we do our event. And I'll get into that at the end, like you guys know I normally do. But the women sounded beautiful. Like, it was just beautiful just when they were singing. And we knew the words. Well, we knew the words, and they were singing. You're just like, oh my God, just absolutely brilliant, absolutely amazing. And, and then my word, you guys, but I'm trying just to get everybody loud and sing, but we didn't know all the words. So this week we're going to practice. All of us going to practice some songs, and we're going to do a little bit better. But just an amazing event that everybody came together on. Just really, really perfect. So, why do we do this? Why are we doing what we need to do? Because we know we need freedom. We know our freedom has been stripped from us here in New York State, and specifically Erie County, more than any place else. Out in Colden, a restaurant is open, but here in Cheektowaga, all the restaurants have to be closed. Gyms have to be closed. Salons have to be closed, right? Essential businesses are opened up. There's a reason why we're all here together, coming together in Erie County, because this is just like down in New York City. These are the epicenters. And we were all built and bred and made for this fight, to fight it together. And we had those originals there that inspire us. That they, Courtney, good morning, sweetheart. They are there to inspire us. Frank has been fighting for years and years and years and years and years. You know, doing his thing on his own. And there are churches and pastors that are out there that they've been fighting this whole time. And members, there's so many people that go unnamed that have been fighting this fight for so long. And they can't do it alone. And so many of these fights have been, taken on by so many different people. And they fell short for one reason or another. And the biggest reason why most of it falls short are two things. One, there's infighting, or there's not enough people, or there's not enough focus. So we started building what we're building because we know how many brilliant minds are out there. We know how many capable minds are out there. And we know how every single person can contribute in a way that is so productive and effective in all the ideas that they have. And the reason we do that is this, because when you do that, it can't be tore apart. The government can't utilize, and individuals and politicians and government agencies and, other people cannot be used against us. They cannot be used against any one group, any one person. Justin, good morning. Jackie, hey, I think I said hi already. It is. It's the time, it's the place. That's exactly right, Jackie. It's the time and it's the place. And when you have all of these people that you're building leaders, I want 1,000 Mike Lomases. I want 10,000 Mike Lomases. I want 1,000 Carl Palladinos. I want 1,000 Joe Palladinos. I want 1,000 Paul Cambrias. Why should there be one? Everybody lift up, rise up, educate yourself, become stronger, smarter, better in every single way you possibly can. And that terrifies the establishment. It terrifies them to have that many capable, qualified leaders that are assembled and focused. People that come together for a like-minded cause, as a family, as a unit, indivisible, unwavering, unconditional in their support of one another. And they will not turn their back on somebody. They will understand if they make a misstep. They will give them the benefit of the doubt. They will talk to them. They will have a conversation with them. That is why we do what we do. Justin, what's up, brother? Michelle, what's going on? Roger, what's up, brother? We are building leader after leader after leader after leader. We want these beautiful, gorgeous leaders that go out and fight and do everything each and every day, along with the originals, standing right up next side, right beside them. And may people have taken a look, certain individuals have taken a look at what I did last week with Paul Cambria as dividing and separating everybody. I'm sorry if there are the people out there that see it that way. I'm truly and sincerely sorry for the people that see it that way. The people that know what it was all about, they get it. And I've had those conversations this morning. And here's what I could have done, okay? In any situation that has arisen, I could have enabled it, I could have validated it, I could have affirmed it, and I could have, called everybody out, and I could have been trite, and I could have been, petty, and I could have done those things, and I could have subscribed to everything that everybody else does, and I could have allowed, or not everybody else, but certain people, and I could have said to myself to get angry and be upset about it. And, every time I've said, no, big picture, mission, team, goal, objective, Be there for everybody. If somebody has said or done something, and you guys hear me say this all the time, somebody says or does something to you that is completely and utterly hurtful and off base, defending yourself against that is going to gain nothing. Nothing. Because that person has it in their mind to engage you in a way that is, good morning, and Terry, what's up? They have it in their mind that they are going to engage you in a way that they are going to try to get you, they're going to try to win something. That's what it is. They're going to try to engage you into an argument or, to discuss something that isn't worth discussing. And the reason it's not because that person isn't worthwhile or that individual or the group or their concerns aren't worthwhile. That's not what it means. That's not what that means. It means that those people have an established preconception and idea of what things are for very specific reasons. Whatever has happened in their life, whatever is happening in their lives right now, the conversations over and over and over again. If you're going through a breakup, right, and you start talking to your friends, if you talk to a friend that says, hey, you should stick it out, maybe you should work it out with them, and just, have the Charlie, what's up, brother, and have that conversation with them. You're going to go that direction. But if you have your friends that are saying, no, F that person, F that person, F that person, go, you're going to go. You're going to be like, yeah. That's that echo chamber. That's your sphere of influence. That's the way it works. It's the way it operates. So as everybody, and when a lot of people try to say, when you get into an argument, I never feed this or validate it. When everybody starts saying, if you've got an argument in a position, then you just allow it to be about yourself. Like, have this. And I'm not, guys, please don't make any mistake here. I'm not trashing anybody. This is general speaking. So when people are thinking that this is applying to anybody specifically, it's not. These are general philosophies and approaches to apply towards everything and everybody, the way that we approach one another, so that we keep everybody together, unified and united, working together and moving forward. So, when you are at that point, you've had all these conversations with all these other people, you're going to have a perspective and see things. To me, in my life, you will rarely, if ever hear me, because I'm so aware of it. You will rarely, if ever, see, yeah, exactly, absolutely, Mike, and see me go, well, this person said this and this. I don't need that, because if I'm acting righteously and morally and virtuously, that's okay. And it's okay for us to have a difference of opinion or for somebody else to see something the way that they see it. And if they want that if it's something that they don't appreciate or agree with, then that's every right for them. We want everybody to feel welcomed. That's what we want. And if somebody needs to step away and do their own thing, awesome. That just means that the branch was pruned and we're all moving forward. Just like Charlie and I. That branch was pruned. And what happened? It got even stronger. That root was pruned. And it got even stronger. Charlie and I and everybody in that organization are closer and stronger, working together more and more bonded than ever. Charlie comes to so many different things. And he wants to be a part of those things. Like, he was up there video and you could see him smiling. And that's what this is about. It's about all of us sticking together and staying together. And even if there are those differences, that you be man enough or woman enough to have those conversations with the individual that you are having an issue and a problem with. Like Paul Cambria did. Paul Cambria, infinite amount of respect for that man. Picked up the phone and said, Pete, what did you say about me? I told you guys, is it relevant? Not really. Okay, great. Then let's move forward. What I said it for these reasons, these specific reasons. And Paul was adult and mature enough to say, I get it. Totally get it. And then I got a new perspective on him and who he is, a newfound appreciation for who Paul is. Now, maybe Paul never wants to work with me again, but for somebody to work behind the scenes to try to undermine what Paul and I have together, because my philosophy, as you guys know, I want to get to know you. I don't care if who you were yesterday. I don't care. I care about who you are today, what you want to be tomorrow, and what you want to be the next day. And how have you taken those most challenging experiences, as bad or tragic as they may have seemed. Josephine, what's up? And great to see you, sweetheart. And Ann, what's up, hon? I don't know if I said hi. I think I did. Dan, what's up? Phil, what's up, brother? Great to see you. I want those experiences. Those are some of the most valuable experiences. As bad as those things are, they're great. Because you can apply them in a way that is so productive. And so enriching that it's going to have an effect on your life. That you're like, man, I've been there. I've seen that. I've done that. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to instill every single person with the confidence in their abilities. Frank Coleman. Sorry, Frank. Your face is everywhere. I'm sure you don't even care. But Frank, as strong as Frank is, as beautiful as Frank is, as good looking and attractive and charismatic and charming as he is, I don't want to date you, Frank. I don't want to date you. But he's like, I don't know what I can do. Frank, you know everybody at radio. You talk to people. David Bellavia, who I adore. I absolutely love David Bellavia and everything that he's doing. And all the work and the fight that he has put into this thing forever and ever and ever. Frank is the kind of guy that could pick up the phone and talk to those people like that. Just like that. Anna, good morning, hon. And, Frank was like, oh, Pete, I don't know. Like, are you kidding me? Like, come on, man. Like, you got this, And Mike, the same thing. Mike was like, I don't know, Pete. Dude, you got this. And I am there for you 1,000%. So even the people that you think, like a Jackie, Anna Mark Walker, anybody else that's out there that is doing all of these things, all of these incredible things that you may look at and see them so strong. John Graff and Scott Nwachin and Mike Segul and Desiree Segul and Marie and I'm mentioning their names because everybody already knows them. James, what's up? And you've seen all of these people that they work so hard day in and day out. And they're here, right? You look at them like that, like they're here. But they just took advantage of an opportunity and made the most of it. And it's not that any of us are any more extraordinary than anybody else. You guys are capable of doing the same exact thing, every single one of you. And I see every one of you doing something more and more and more every day. Good morning, James. More and more every day. And I see Frank coming into his own. And all of these people coming into their own and rising and elevating and ascending. And there's no ego there. Everybody's looking for acknowledgement. The phone's ringing. Give me a second. Sorry about that, guys. Let me turn that off. Nobody's looking for that acknowledgement, And if somebody's a part of something, a group that's out there, Jeff, what's up? Or a part of a bunch of different groups, who cares? We're all working towards the same end. We're all working towards the same objective. And there are a lot of things that happen behind the scenes that not everybody is privy to. And there are very specific reasons why things happen the way that they do. And it's very orchestrated and organized. And why does it need to be? Because we have to stay on message. We're not completely and totally organized. As you can see, we're dysfunctional in a lot of regards. But we come together in the prepping the best way that we can behind the scenes. And what do I tell everybody? It's so easy to go, oh, Rolling Patriots, this wasn't a great event, or you could say Breathe Free, this wasn't a great event, or, Save Our Seniors, it could have been done this way or should have been done this way. It's so easy to say that, right? But ask yourself, why do people say that? Why would somebody say that? What's going on in their lives? And you guys see me, I'm more Mark, what's up, brother? You guys see me, I even reach out to Antifalopes. I reach out to them. I've even suggested that, hey, let's have conversations with Mark. And then, Stefan, he tried to do the same thing. We're always trying to reach out to everybody. And everybody is trying their absolute best. Is it going to be perfect every time? It's not. Can we do better and learn and learn and learn? Absolutely. Progressively, that's how you get better. That's how the Watchmen have gotten better. That's how Marching Patriots have gotten better. That's how Rolling Patriots have gotten better. Breathe Free event and everything that Heather does and everything that every single other restaurant and homeowner has done, it gets better and better and better. But why? Because we collaborate behind the scenes. And Heather works extremely hard behind the scenes to put everything together. And we collaborate. And she collaborates with restaurant owners. And she collaborates with other people to try to make those things work. And Heather's not there going, oh, hey, it's me. And I'm not there going, oh, hey, it's me. It's just like, everybody is doing things and they're trying to do great things. And do not, this is a huge, huge, huge point that I want to make to everybody. I was sitting there and, thinking about everything, all the different things that had occurred. And there were a bunch of different things that came at me at the same time. And you couldn't help but be like, really? Really? It's like, I appreciate everybody's perspective. Absolutely, you guys know I absorb it, I take it on, and try to do everything that I can to be as many things to as many people as I can. But first and foremost, I'm going to be there for the people that need it the most. And then everybody else is being there for the people that need it the most. The reason these groups never worked is because they didn't pay attention to the Pete Hardings. They didn't pay attention to the Fred Weimers. They didn't pay attention to the Frank Coldmans. They didn't pay attention to the Kim Rays or the Jackie Walkers or the Mark Walkers or the Dale Federicos or the Brian Josephs. They didn't pay attention to any of them. And it was only because, and it's tough to pay attention to everybody. It really is tough to pay attention to people. And the reason it's tough to pay attention to everybody is because it gets so big and you have only so many resources and you can't be everything to everybody, which is why how many times you hear me profess and espouse this? Teams. Teams, 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 teams. Build your team. 5, 10, 20 person team. Build it. Keep building it. And the reason we do that is because when we have this leader and we have that leader and we have that leader and we have that leader. That's awesome. I love it. I love it, Phil. Yes, that is great. That is great news. And we're all fighting these different things together in unison, in tandem. And it is that strong foundation that the things that have happened to these other groups that you've heard me mention throughout the Tea Party, what happened to the Tea Party and how they infiltrated them. We're all aware of that. What happened to Scope and that movement? And the one thing that did rise above it was the vaccination movement and the individuals that are fighting in that arena and have fought in that arena. Medical freedom. They kind of rose above it and they didn't allow themselves to be divided. And the reason they didn't allow themselves to be divided because they kept a tight circle. Huge numbers, but tight circle. that they didn't allow them to infiltrate that. And huge influence and a huge and monstrous effect that they had. This is much bigger than medical freedom. Medical freedom is huge, absolutely enormous undertaking. But all of this are so many other layers. It's elections, it's politics, it's rallies, it's letter writing, it's emails, it's senior care, it's education and what's going on with the schools and the administrations. It's law enforcement, it's local governance and code enforcement. And it's just all of these different layers in hospitals and in elderly care and seniors' rights and Second Amendment, right? And your freedoms, what you want to do. And just it extends. There's so many different layers of what is happening. Religious freedoms. And the only way it all stays together is by each one of us being firmly rooted with one another. And if something happens to one person, I don't mind being the face. I don't care. I have nothing to lose. They can't take anything from me. You want to throw me in jail, go ahead. If nobody stood up and supported me, I'd be like, that's okay. At least I fought the good fight. Protecting people in anonymity with what they have going on. So that, we can have those fights and that we can persevere and that people aren't going to be a target. Because on their side, I've said it so many times, time and time and time again, they don't have that many people. They want it to seem complicated. They want it to seem too big to take down. And it's not. It is individuals. It is a small handful of individuals that want it to seem complicated and bigger than it is. And I've told you that time and time and time again. And they're starting to realize that we know that and that we get that. And it terrifies them because we have each one of these teams. We have these teams assembled with brilliant people that are working hard to fight day in and day out, tirelessly, tenaciously, and ferociously, because we are tired of our families being stolen from us, taken away and moved out. We're tired of people like Cuomo saying, get out of our state. We're not taking it, and we're not sitting down anymore. And it doesn't matter if the ideas that are happening now and the things in the movement that is being built, if people are frustrated because they're like, well, there's so many things going on. Well, yeah, there's so many things that need to be taken on. There's hundreds of thousands of us that want to be a part of it. We don't even have 1% of us that are a part of this, that want their voices. Those Lukes and those Jens and those Heathers of the world, those Dale Federicos that come in, Cheeches, all the people that come into the fray and the mix that are like, what can I do? And brilliant people, completely capable, have done things throughout their entire lives, their businesses. And they're like, I want to do something. And they were marginalized forever. They were overlooked, outcast. You're not a part of the inner crowd, not part of the inner circle, so, what can you really contribute? And that's, from government agencies and political organizations and politicians. And that's what's happened. But now that we have the groups of people together and this massive movement growing, that's where it's always needed to be. Everybody needed to be valued. Everybody needed to be cherished and treasured and given something to do. And with limited resources, that's very difficult to accomplish. Could it have been? Yes, it could have been. And maybe some people are, upset that there are so many good things happening. And I know that seems like, well, how could that happen? Well, because when you've been a part of something for so long and you've been fighting and you've been doing your thing your way, it makes you question and it makes you doubt what it is that see, Anna exactly gets it. She gets it. You get overwhelmed when you're a part of these bigger groups. So then you create your other groups that are under the umbrella of that other group. And you don't need anybody's authorization or approval to do it. You just go do it. Go do it. That's the beauty of this all, is that we don't subscribe to needing to get government approval, local approval, state approval, anybody's approval. We can do this. It is our right to do this. And the only time that it's not our right is if there's money. You have to be careful. And you guys know what I say. If you are gonna make donations, have your individual members make those donations at whatever limits they are. You know, if you want to become a 501c3 and recognize, do it. I'm not subscribing to that. I'm not going to feed into the system that is there, because then that gives them control. It is completely counterproductive to what our movement is and what we're trying to do. If you establish a group that is recognized by the state, 501c or otherwise, I get it. Like, I get that there's a political action and raising money and doing this and all that. That's important. And there is a place for that. There are places for those groups all over the different PACs that are around. They are very important. They are very critical to be a part of the whole thing. But we don't need to subscribe to that. If you want to donate to a politician, your group, you make that recommendation to your group, and then everyone gives that money to them. You want to give it to a cause or your time or your resources, you give it to one of those recognized charities that are out there. You will never hear me, give me money, give me money, give me money, ever. And that is the one thing that I'm going to be insulted by, when somebody is going to come out and say that anybody suggests that I have said, give me money. I implore anybody to give one concrete, hard piece of evidence that says I've ever asked anybody for money. And I know what the suggestions and the allegations are going to be coming in from the politicians, from the entrenched powers that be in government. And I told you guys this days and days and days ago. I was on here. None of the stuff that we do, we take a dime. Not a dime. I don't make any money on this. And there's been the suggestions and the allegations, not by anybody in our groups. And guys, I just want to let you all know again, I want to qualify this, that this is not to anybody in our groups, all right? This is not specific to anybody. This is in general terms, providing everybody information so that they know how to battle and combat the attacks that will invariably come once you start seeing success. And you go, Pete, how can that happen? Because we're making a change. These differences are being made. We're impacting lives and changing lives. And that terrifies the establishment. It terrifies them. Because, and this is the reason that, I agree, Jay, I'm not. This is for everybody. I want every single person to understand. This is what I'm expressing to you right now is not about me, all right? I'm not. This is about all of us being able to protect ourselves against this stuff, because this stuff will invariably come. And it's very important that the lessons that are being learned here, I can apply to you, because as you create your teams, as you create your groups, the stuff is going to come. And like Joe Palladino said, he goes, go to your higher consciousness yesterday. He goes, go to your higher place. And I was like, he's right. Absolutely. That's exactly what it is. And then, being extremely thankful for the lessons that I was learning from that people were trying to communicate to me so that I could absorb it and apply it in ways that may be helpful. And then just, kind of say the other stuff is just opinions, and difference is opinions, and that's the way it goes. You're always going to have that. So the reason why people will start to say that stuff is because there's all different kinds of reasons. And again, this isn't applied to anybody specifically. Even myself, like if I have regret, I'm going to have regret if I see somebody else come up and they do something that I've been a part of the entire time, right? We all have been a part of this. If you see other people doing something and you're like, man, I've been a part of this the whole time, but I didn't come up with that idea, you maybe get a little bit jealous, right? You maybe feel a little bit, down about it. You're like, why didn't I come up with that idea? But it doesn't matter. And then, Linda, what's up, sweetheart? But those emotions are going to be there. And maybe, you're kind of like, heck with that. Even though it's a good idea, you're like, you know what, I'm not going to support that because I didn't come up with it. And there's that regret that we have about not coming up with that idea. And that can be something that, puts a rift in between people. And, people will think that, oh man, I should have been doing that, or I could have been doing that. And, somebody else comes up with it. And again, a little bit of that, jealousy that comes in. A little bit of that envy that permeates in. But again, you just have to rise above that. Everybody reacts to things for reasons that whatever's going on in their personal life, whatever has happened in their personal life, what experiences they have, their echo chamber and their sphere of influence at that point. And as long as you're being a good person and trying and being enthusiastic and doing all that, do not let anybody tear you down. Do not let anybody distract you for any reason, in any way, from what it is that your goal and objective is. All you got to do is be a good person. Stay committed to your objective and stay focused in on it. And if somebody says something, have a conversation with that person. Be a Paul Cambrian. Pick up the phone and say, hey, you know what? What's up, dude? Be that person that's going to make those phone calls and have those conversations. Man to man, man to woman, woman to man, woman to woman. And, put it into the context that it should be. Be happy and exuberant. I absolutely love and adore and cherish that there are so many people doing their own things. The inspiration that all of us have given by doing Rolling Patriots and Breathe Free and videos that we were a part of and getting that stuff out. That's what this movement's about. Inspiration, motivation, showing people their abilities and their skill sets to rise up and do something, to realize that they are leaders, that they can be leaders. And we need as many of those leaders as we possibly can have. So don't let anybody distract and pull you away from what it is that you're trying to achieve. And if you need any more encouragement on that, you just make sure you call me up and you do that. And I'll talk to you and I'll have that conversation. That's what I'm here for. So that was long getting into all that, and we've got a bunch of other stuff. I'll talk about some of the other stuff that happened tonight as well. I'm going to make sure I get on later. But, our groups, it's so funny because Western New York media, and they portray us, it's a website, it's by Mark Odian and these other people, that they try to characterize us as fascists and Nazis and members of the KKK and white supremacists, and they don't have any proof of it. And in fact, there are a number of people within their groups that are actually Nazis. Affirmed and confirmed Nazis. And we know that. Again, I have my insiders in every single one of their groups. We're watching and monitoring them all the time. And they want to come out and say that we're this way, and the Buffalo News wants the right wing, and they want to classify us in a certain way. And it's absolutely absurd. And you guys don't need to fight that fight. We really don't need to fight that fight. from a media and PR and communication standpoint, we're building that team on this side, and we've already started executing it with a number of the things that have happened, and we're just going to become better and better and better and better and more refined and more skilled and more adept at it. These teams are all building and assembling, guys. And a lot of you are responsible for that. And I can't thank you enough and show enough gratitude for everything that it is that you've got going on. But they're, so we get together, Rolling Patriots. You guys, I talked about that on Saturday. And they're going to try to show us as the evil, vile ones, right? And then yesterday, we're not doing, and it's just like Trump. With Trump, they'll say what? Well, he's only doing this for this country so he can have a better image. He's only doing this for people of this ethnicity because he wants to seem better in people's eyes. It's just insane how there will be people, no matter what, try to tear you down. Well, the only reason that the Watchmen and and everybody else were there serenading seniors is because they've got an image problem. No, the only reason the Watchmen have a perceived image problem is because of Western New York media. Watchmen, nor any one of our groups, Constitutional Coalition, every single member, Libertarian Party, Dwayne Whitmer, all of us, no, not one of us has engaged violently once in any of the rallies we've been to, or Keep Our Kids Safe rallies, not once. Thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of us at all of these rallies that we've been at, and not once have been violent. We've accepted everybody into our group, everybody, all ethnicities, all religions, everybody. Everybody, come on in. There's videos out there of people of all different ethnicities going, man, why did I believe this nonsense? And you just, it is what's going to end up happening is we continue to rise above this. People like Mark Odian are going to have a choice. They're going to have a choice to be like, man, Scotty, what's up? Ooh, Scotty, I got a great idea. I told John about it. I'm talking to John about it. And you're going to be so excited. I can't wait. You're going to love this one. And it was, anyway, so I'm going to talk to you. It's going to be awesome. But what's going to end up happening is the Buffalo News and local media, they're always going to be waiting, right? They're always going to be waiting for that one thing that we do wrong, right? They want to tear apart everybody with that one thing. They want to take and conflate that one thing that happens. And we don't let them do it. We don't let them scare us. We don't let them terrorize us. We have no fear when we're approaching this. Yeah, I punched that person in the face, so they deserve to be punched. Yeah, I didn't serve this person. That person was a member of Antifa, and this is what they've done. Don't back away from it. Just like with me. Well, Pete, we heard that you killed your wife. You know what I mean? And this is not just one, this is everybody. We heard that you killed your first wife. First off, I had one wife. Second off, she died of diabetes a year and a half ago. If I was going to kill her, I would have killed her long before then. I'd have all that child support I would have had to have paid, right? Take it on. Don't be afraid of it. They're going to say this stuff. Cam, what's up? These are their tactics. So they're going to wait. So always act as if, right? You guys see me, and you see Nick, and you see Mike, and you see Scott, and you see John, and you see all the Watchmen, and you see how they engage and interact with anybody. And they are respectful. We were saying we love you. The whole thing. Not once have we engaged with them negatively. Not once. In over 8 months. In hundreds and hundreds of rallies that we have done, and protests that we have done, and gatherings that we've had. All the things that we're doing. Never, ever, ever, ever let them invalidate us. All of us. Because of one thing. Ever. Like they tried to do to Robbie. The same thing they tried to do to Robbie. Guess what happened? It was a catalyst. It just mobilized us more. It strengthened everybody and everybody's resolve. And everybody's like, yeah, that's bullshit. I'm not listening to that nonsense. I can think for myself. I could see it. That could have been catastrophic. And instead it wasn't. And why? Because it wasn't enabled. We go, that's absurd. What, really? Did you take a look? Did you inform yourself and educate yourself? And that's how we handle and address everything. So we always act as if we're representing everybody and everything that we do. That's why we say we love you. That's why we say God bless America, right? And we are winning, guys, every single day. People look at us and they go, man, that is amazing. How many people have joined Rolling Patriots on parades, Marching Patriots on parades, rallies and protests that they've come out of the woodwork. Breathe Free events, how many people came out? Lori's thing up in Niagara Falls and Wheatfield there. How many people joined that group? Trump Boat Parade. Russ Thompson's event that took place, and I think it was Russ and Dave DiPietro and Carl Palladino was involved. Absolutely. Those guys getting that together. How many people joined on? We're inspiring people. Don't ever forget that. Don't ever lose sight of that. Nobody can, with any good conscience and honesty, say that any one of us have done anything negative to anybody in the community. Well, other than maybe pulling cars at Bernstein and maybe some of the other politicians. All right. But it's for good reason. Or Cuomo, right? It's for good reason. I mean, we're not going to act like, oh, hey, you're helping seniors, or, oh, hey, you're helping the kids and you're doing this, so we're going to rally and protest. No, that's awesome. We applaud you. So Mark Odian and members of the Buffalo News and members of local media, they decide that they're going to try to take one thing and something and whatever it is, and they're going to try to vilify us, right? Don't ever feed it. Don't ever enable it, because that media cycle is so short. It's so short. It will be forgotten. And, their attention span is so limited, they will move on and forget about it. Don't ever let it affect you. Anyway, put that wall up, bing, 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 bing. Teflon Don, right? So, and what did they call Reagan? Was it Teflon too? I think they called him Teflon. So, you let it slide off, you let it bounce off you. So what are people saying? Save our seniors, serenade our seniors. We had an amazing soft launch after a week. Frank did an amazing job. Jessica was there, amazing job. Everybody that was involved did an amazing job. We had Frank and Jessica determined that they were going to do the interviews beforehand. We talked to everybody. We coached them up. If somebody comes up to you, this is what you say. Stay on point. Keep it on point. Beautiful, beautiful event. But what do they say? They're only doing it because they got an image problem, right? They're saying that they're trying to come up with ways. Okay, well, we've been going to restaurants from day one supporting them. We've been getting as many people a part of our group as we possibly can. We've been defending small businesses to open up. We've been working and helping kids and families and so many people, military families, KIA and that organization. And everybody that's doing everything that they are with all of these charities that are out there. We've been doing that from the very beginning, but we've got an image problem. No, we don't have an image problem. You're the one trying to create an image problem by putting signs up everywhere about us and, getting news story after news story. So these people are going to have a choice, right? They're going to try to keep condemning us and look foolish because we're trying to make change and it affects the establishment. It terrifies them. Or they're going to have to stop writing the articles completely because they are just going to look so out of it, so disconnected and out of touch. And that's what, good morning, Joel, that's what sticking together and staying together is all about. So the event yesterday, Serenade Our Seniors, you guys saw the live, just absolutely incredible, beautiful event. Then freenewyorkstate.com, somebody in the group sent out a message and said, did you know that in New York State prisons, they are allowed to walk around without masks, and I'm going to end it on this, that they're allowed to walk around without masks, that they are allowed to have visitors, and they're allowed to have all personal grooming taken care of. Now, no knock on the prison system. That's great that they still get to have that. But what does that tell us? It tells us that These people are capable to write letters, letter after letter after letter. And for whatever reason, the politicians and the government agents say, you know what, we get it. We're going to succumb to you and we're going to allow you to have this. Seniors don't have that, right? They have us. And here's what happens. If you're somebody who is passionate, like Jessica, and we've all been a part of this, that you are then ostracized and you are told that you're out of control, you are a maniac, you are, not of sound-minded body the way that you're reacting. How they try to dismiss us and paint us. We've all been there. So somebody doesn't have, so if your mother and father, you haven't been able to see them months and months and months and months and months, and you have been you're at your wit's end and you react, they're going to put it on them. It's no fault on theirs, it's on you. And we know that that's what they're going to do. But now these seniors have a voice, a very, very loud voice. So many of us coming together, working together to be there for them. And there was an incredibly beautiful moment that was captured yesterday, that we are going to do everything that we can to keep the story on point. We are going to work with everybody that we can to make sure that that gets out there. In the same way that happened with Athletes Unleashed in Robbie's place. In the same way. Because it is even more important, critically important for that to get out there. And I think most of you guys have seen that video where the resident reached their hand out the window. And the resident's hand is out the window and they're hearing us sing. And, Joe went out and he touched, and then Lily, was dancing and having a conversation with that person. You just imagine what that moment is and how that is going to impact people. We are not going to rest until that image, that gorgeous, gorgeous image, is now the poster child for everything, every single senior across this country, every single mother, every father, every son, daughter, cousin, aunt, everybody, that it is that poster child, that image, that picture that goes out there to everyone, and they see that there are real people inside these elderly care facilities suffering day in and day out. Serenading seniors, as I've said from the beginning, is one part of everything that's going on with that. I know you did, John. I said, let's see, John, look at their voices. And John and Jen are going to be two more people that we were all misfits. We were all cast-offs, all of us. Nobody's paying attention to us. We didn't know what to do. John and Jen, the things that they are going to accomplish together, they're just that beautiful family. And it's just like Paul and Jen. Jen and Paul, Jen and John, beautiful couple. Absolutely love them together. They're so powerful, they're so strong, but they're so understated. And the things that they're going to do for this movement are going to be absolutely, absolutely, utterly incredible. Just like Mike and Desi and just so many other people. But you've got like Paul and Jen, and I talked to you guys about this, that picture that they had. Paul and Jen, if you guys don't know what Paul and Jen are, they are always together. Paul is amazing, big, beautiful man, and Jen is equally beautiful, and, screaming patriot. We're trying to develop that with her. But, down in D.C., the two of them were walking, holding their flags, hand in hand, and that's what this whole thing is about. It's about that. It's about that bond and that strength, that relationship that they have being a model and inspiration for all of us to say, wow. For all of us that were just like in, and then the leadership that comes, that we inspire everybody else over and over and over again. appreciating and respecting how other people are looking at us, and then act and behave as if and accordingly. And John and Jen are going to be these amazing, incredible leaders in these groups and in their own groups and in their own organization. That they absolutely, John, exactly. Amanda, I forgot Amanda's name. Absolutely, Scott. And John and Amanda, and seeing Amanda in John's truck, and just seeing her smile, like it's just like, and Carolyn, and it's like, oh my God, and Nate and Nick, you just want to give them these huge big hugs, because, and they're just so, just great people, amazing people, and building up by being examples and being models for everybody. That's what's happening. It's showing everybody that we can be connected. Sorry, guys. Jeremy's calling. I gotta call him back. I'll call him back. And I gotta finish up. Oops, sorry, guys. It's just absolutely gorgeous to see all this stuff happening. And I'm so thankful and grateful for every single person. We captured a moment yesterday that can be the battle cry, the battle picture. If we do this right and we utilize all the resources that we have, this thing is going to blow up in a way that moves people to act, moves people to sing. Wait a minute. I don't know what happened. You know me. I got to call Jeremy. I got to get to him. So, you guys move me every single day, my heart. And, all I try to do is to be everything to everybody. I try to be selfless. For every action that I have is completely selfless. It's not about me. It really isn't. If anybody wants to believe that my actions are self-serving, I can't help that. And I'm not going to argue with that individual. I'm not going to do that. Just like all of you guys should not argue with anybody about that stuff. You just say, I appreciate your feedback. Definitely take it into consideration. And, and you say, you have a great day. You give them a hug. Come on over. You want to have something to eat? Don't let anybody distract us from anything that's happening, this movement that we're building, guys. Don't. I love every one of you guys, like beyond measure and beyond words. And just what I feel in my heart, and you feel it here, and you feel it here, and everywhere. You feel it everywhere. It's just amazing. The hugs and the embraces, and just, when you saw people that were so unsure, and you're just like, no, but now they hug and they embrace so tight, everybody. And you see people who are hard, just hard people, and then they're changing over and they're going, yes, I love hugs. Hugs are amazing. But it's not just that it's a hug, it's that it's real. It's as real as it gets. Syed, how's it going? Or Ali, Ali, how's it going, brother? So, what's happening this week is, and I'll end it on this because I got to get a hold of Jeremy, so we'll do the Small Business Coalition. I'm meeting with somebody else tonight. Hey, John, what's up, brother? I'm meeting with somebody. Okay, see you, Scotty. Have a great day. Make sure you tell Mark I said hi. Tell him I'm watching. Oh, that's amazing. Maybe like somebody's got Cuomo. They can get all our faces, all the groups. We get Mike and Desi's face, me, Scotty, John, Amanda, Carolyn. We get all our faces like this, but we'll put them outside all the politicians' offices. Let's do that. We'll get them outside all the politicians' offices. So, so I'm meeting with, we're meeting with Jeremy today about Small Business Coalition. I'll be speaking with Eric and Marie later. We have that meeting tomorrow. Like I said, Breathe Free event is tomorrow as well. If you guys want to be a part of that, like I said, message me. We are going to do rallies and protests today, this week. I don't know exactly when, but we're trying to piece that together. They will be at Pulling Cars' house, and they will be at Bernstein's house. We will absolutely be doing that. Shauna, what's up, brother? And we'll be holding signs and pictures of what's happened and actual factual data of what they've done to us and what has happened. And I got to believe, and I'm going to believe this, I'm going to believe that Mark Pulling Cars, I'm going to believe that this is who Mark is, okay? As vile and dictatorial and tyrannical as Mark is, and as bad as the decisions that Bernstein has made for our community, what I'm going to believe, because it's the spirit of the season, I'm going to believe that they, in the bottom of their heart, made those decisions because they truly felt they were going to protect people. We know that it's still negligent and rises to a level of criminal negligence for them to have committed everything that they did to all of us. But I'm going to believe that Mark can be that guy playing that guitar that can be approachable and reasonable. You know, playing guitar and playing that Johnny Cash song. You know, I'm going to believe that that guy can, you know, have some common sense, have some common decency, and be good enough and better enough to actually listen to the concerns of the people and then act on them and not be allegiant and beholden to the establishment and the powers that be. I'm going to believe that. You know, and does Mark have to answer for what he has done? He does, without a doubt. 1,000% has to answer for what he does. Does Bernstein have to answer for what she did? Absolutely. She has to answer. You can't commit crimes against humanity, no matter what the reasons and the rationale are, and not have to answer for them. So we will have a protest against them. It's going to be a peaceful protest. We're going to do that this week. We are probably another group that I'm meeting today, whole brand new group that I'm meeting later, that they're going to put together a rally, and they want to do an open, Buffalo rally that we're going to have. We have Small Business Coalition. We talked about that Saturday. I'm not going to DC. I'm staying home. Johnny and Scott and Mike and Desi. I'm staying home. So we were going to go, and we decided not to. So everybody that is going, you guys are going to have to hold it down for us. We really appreciate you guys going down there and doing that. We felt that it was more important to be here. We want to be with Rolling Patriots at Christmas. We want to be with Marching Patriots at Christmas. And we want to be with Serenade Our Seniors at our second event that is going to take place in East Aurora at the Autobahn. And we want that group to have hundreds. We want it to be a chorus, a choir that's just singing this symphony in this orchestra that washes over. And we're all going to break the music. And we're going to have the right music playing this time. And we're all going to practice these songs before we come out, all right? This week, that's your job. Practice those songs. It's going to be an amazing week. Again, guys, make the most of it today. It is Christmas. It is December. Hug somebody. Tell somebody you appreciate them and how thankful you are for them. And, make sure you put up those Christmas decorations. I love seeing those Christmas lights out there. Joe Palladino was pulling over to the side. He took a video. He was like, look at this house. So I love where Joe is. And Joe and Mike, what's up? Joe is a perfect and shining and glaring example of the transition and the transformation. Joe could have stayed in his house and been melancholy and downtrodden the entire time. He could have done that. But you know what? He didn't do it. He didn't do it. He rose above, just like all of us. We rose above. We said happiness over fear, living before fear, freedom before fear. Man, do I love you guys. You bring so much to my life. Jeremy's about to bring me a breakfast sandwich. Anyway, I will see you guys. I cannot wait to see you this week for everything that we've got going on. I cannot wait to see you this Saturday. I cannot wait to see you this Sunday. It doesn't get any better than this, being with all you guys. Enjoy your day, guys. Take care.